Model United Nations has been around for over 50 years in colleges and high schools around the world. The premise is this: students assume the roles of ambassadors to the United Nations and are provided with an agenda of items also being debated by the real UN in New York. Through Model United Nations, students have the opportunity to explore influential ideas and conflicts facing the global community today, investigate historical events shaping current international relations, practice communication skills, develop formal writing through the creation of position papers and written resolutions, improve public speaking while attempting to communicate a position and persuade others, learn essential research techniques, consider multiple perspectives on controversial issues through role play, devise peaceful methods of conflict resolution through cooperation and compromise, interact with a diverse group of students from across the Midwest, and exercise independence through self-directed research and preparation. The Mid-American Model United Nations, or MAMUN, simulates many parts of the real UN. In meetings ranging in size from 15 to 500, students are challenged to persuade, influence, compromise, and ultimately make peace while working within a structured debate. The General Assembly and its committees, the Security Council, and the International Court of Justice form the backdrop of our debates. Issues we have considered in recent years include the Arab-Israeli conflict, HIV/AIDS, nuclear disarmament, the use of landmines, refugees, the peaceful uses of outer space, women in development, terrorism, drug control, international trade, the crisis in Central Asia. Delegates have a responsibility to accurately represent the policy of their assigned nations, but they are also expected to contribute their creativity to the debate. We are not trying to replicate what happens in New York. Rather, we're borrowing the structure and bringing the enthusiasm and creativity of young people to bear on world problems. Resolutions to the problems discussed at MAMUN begin as student-written documents that are submitted prior to the conference. During committee sessions, these resolutions are the engines for debate. Delegates negotiate in both formal debate and informal caucuses in an attempt to form a consensus on each agenda topic. By devising amendments to resolutions, delegates craft a document acceptable to the majority. Success in negotiation will depend largely on a student's willingness to speak publicly and to work through the problems during informal discussions. Ultimately, delegates come to understand not just what positions other nations take, but more importantly, why those positions are held. In exercising their ability to consider multiple perspectives on an issue, students become experts in the arts of persuasion and compromise. It's hard to get that kind of activity out of a textbook or from a lecture timed between bells, so we bring students together under one roof and give them the opportunity to explore the challenges of real-world diplomacy under real-world conditions. Each evening, students have the opportunity to enjoy themselves outside the formal committee sessions during several scheduled social events. Games night, students match wits on trivia, chess, card games, and more. Mid-American Idol is our world-famous karaoke contest. The final night of the conference is highlighted by a delegate dance. At the end of all this negotiating and discussion, we close the conference by coming together and presenting Outstanding Delegate and Delegation Awards to those who truly distinguished themselves during the week. With input from delegates and staff, we aim to recognize the individual and team efforts that made MAMUN successful. A trophy is also awarded to honor the school that made the most outstanding effort preparing for MAMUN. Advisors are the lifeblood of our Model United Nations. They provide the guidance many delegates need in getting ready for and performing well at MAMUN. As such, the staff of MAMUN is dedicated to assisting our advisors in preparing their delegates for the conference and in providing professional and courteous services once MAMUN begins. If your school is interested in attending MAMUN for the first time, you should schedule a date for us to come and visit your club as soon as possible. There's a lot about Model UN that is best communicated in person and by example, and we are always happy to do what we can to support a teacher who has taken the initiative to get a Model UN program going. In addition, we enjoy the chance to meet new clubs and advisors and to welcome them to the MAMUN family. Once you've been to MAMUN, there's a good chance you'll want to return. This is addictive education, and we'll do what we can to make the opportunity accessible to your students year after year. Please visit www.mamunonline.com to view more information and to register.